If you're an employer of labor or you work in human resource, we need to have a discussion now. You know how it is when you ask someone what's your salary, it tells you and you say gross or net, okay? And even when companies declare their profit, it's either profit before tax, or it's profit after tax has been paid. All right. So I think there needs to be a new definition right now. If you're talking about someone's salary, it should be before fuel has been bought or after fuel has been bought. Because right now, the peculiar situation we have right now calls for that, because you cannot really say, my salary is X, okay? Fuel, actually, should now be considered a statutory deduction. Yes, I'm serious. This last weekend, I had about 30,000 naira with me, which not up to a year ago, that at least is a fair enough amount, at least to have for the weekends, okay, to take care of your family and little expenses here and there, and even carry up to Monday. Now, on Saturday, I drove to the filling station, all right, and I bought fuel, okay, which before now, less than a year ago, would cost me like 8,500 naira, all right, 8,500 naira, buy that fuel, and it's enough for me for the week, all right. Now, on Saturday, equivalent of that, value for 8,500 naira, the worth of the fuel I would have gotten at the amount, I paid 25,000 naira for that, which meant that out of 30,000 naira, I was left with 5,000. Okay, which is barely enough, whatever, to take care of other things you need to handle. So now, if you do the math, if someone is doing 25,000 naira a week for running the week's assignments, then in a month, you're looking at about 100,000 naira, all right? And this is, I'm not talking of, gallivanting or around town. This is just Monday to Friday, go to work, come back, park the car. On Saturday, you go to the filling station to buy fuel. Maybe go to the store, buy some things you need at home. On Sunday, drive to church, come back home, park the car. That's what I'm just talking about. Just basic movement, all right? Now, an average of, let's say, 100,000 naira in a month, okay? Now, ideally, before now, that value of 100,000 fuel, you could get that for 8,005 times 4, that's about 34,000, okay? And you could do a budget around that. You just know, okay, my weekly expense on fuel is 8,005. You do your budget, take care of other expenses and all that. But for crying out loud right now, let's say your salary is at 200,000 naira. In a month, you now bought fuel of 100,000 naira. I mean, you're just kidding yourself that that's your salary. 100,000 goes on fuel. So fuel should not be considered a statutory deduction. You just know that, okay, how much for fuel? This is the amount for fuel. So if 100,000 naira is for fuel, then you cannot reasonably say that, oh, okay, your salary is 200,000. No, you cannot reasonably say that, because fuel is something, it's just commuting, just, basic commuting. So what happens to the other things? You still need to maintain that car. Hello, you have to maintain that car. You have to service the car. You have to do some changes that come up here and there. So what happens to the other expenses? So this needs to be taken care of.